Let's have a look at this problem involving exponentials and simplifying some numbers with exponents. So to tackle this problem, we're going to break it down into smaller problems, which is usually a good idea. So first I'm going to ask myself, what is 81 to the power of 3/4? Well, you could write 81 to the power of 3/4 as 81 to the power of 1/4, all raised to the power of 3, because when you remultiply these two exponents together, you end up with 3/4 again. 81 to the 3/4, or 1/4, we have to ask ourselves, what number do you multiply to itself to end up with 81? And the answer is 3. So 3 times 3 times 3 times 3 is 81. So 81 to the power of 1/4 is 3. Now we still have this exponent here, so 3 to the power of 3. 3 times 3 times 3 is 27. So this 81 to the 3/4 is simplified as 27. Now let's take a look at the other one. 8 to the power of 1/3, so we have to ask ourselves, what number do we need to multiply to itself 3 times to give us 8? The number that does this is 2, because 2 times 2 times 2 is equal to 8. So 81 to 1/3 to the power of 1/3 is 2. So these two things can simplify into 27 minus 2. So our question, 81 to the power of 3/4 minus 8 to the power of 1/3 raised to the power of negative 3/2 is exactly equal to, well, what was 81 to 3/4? We found that it was 27. What was 8 to the 1/3? We found that it was equal to 2. And then we still have this negative 3/2 in the exponent. 21 minus 2, that's no problem. That's just equal to 25. So now we have 25 to the negative 3/2. So now what I want to do is I'm going to do exactly what I did in the case of 81 to the 3/4. I'm going to rewrite this as 25 to the power of 1/2 to the power of negative 3. Because again, when you multiply these two things together, you end up with negative 3/2, exactly like we had before. So 25 to the 1/2, we have to ask ourselves, what number do we multiply to itself twice to get 25? So the number that we multiply to itself twice to get 25 is 5, because 5 times 5 is 25. So this ends up being 5 to the power of negative 3. And now we can rewrite this as 1 over 5 to the power of 3. And 5 times 5 times 5 is 125. So the answer at the end of this is 125.